Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Carol.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome. Good morning, everyone. It's good to see everybody again on this cold day. Today is our regular board meeting number 3. It is Thursday, January the 21st, 2021 at 10:05 a.m. And with that being said, I will ask for a motion to approve previous minutes of board meeting number 2 and approval of bills for payment.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Middy?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Moving on, motion to approve journal entry.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Middy?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes, we have travels, letters A and B, and human resources. There she is. Good morning, Karen.
Commissioners,
Hello.
I'm optimistic that maybe we still will be able to do some traveling by the end of the year. So this is for the human resources staff. It's for $1,500 and it's general and non-general.
Thank you. We hope we're able to travel as well.
Can't go very far on $1,500.
Oh, geez.
She's frugal.
Do you want an increase? Okay. All right, sanitary. Pat.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
This is our annual travel as well for continuing education, seminars, et cetera. Estimated amount $3,000, non-general funds, and that should cover a one-way flight, Dave.
Well, I'll get you the ticket, Pat.
Where the heck you flying to? All right. Motion to approve travels, letters A and B.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Middy?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Agreements, letters A through I, and Jim Fortunato, our purchasing director.
Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
This is for leasing of office space for the planning and building inspection department. It's through the District Board of Health. It's under the same terms and conditions as the previous lease.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Engineers, Pat.
Commissioners, letter B is an agreement with PSI, Professional Services Industries. This is for material testing on various projects. Letter C is an agreement with ACA Engineering, also for material testing on various projects. Both contracts are for $49,999, and they're both non-general funds. Letter D is an agreement with Darlene M. Pride. She's a consultant that verifies license plate registrations. Estimated amount of $25,000, non-general funds. Letter E is an agreement with Goebbels Towing and Jeswalt Auto Truck Service. This is for towing and recovery services on an as-needed basis. The estimated amounts are $2,500 for Goebbels and $5,500 for Jeswalt, also non-general funds. And letter F is an agreement with Hill International for repairs to vehicles number 56 and 52 for the estimated amount of $3,525.20, also non-general funds.
Hey, Pat, Anthony, one
Hey.
question.
Sure.
Hey, Pat, on that, on D, you know, with that, where they do the district audit to see, is that to make sure that, you know, the license plate's registered in the right county, or is that what the audit is in reference to?
Actually, what it does is it ensures that the license plate is in the right jurisdiction. It's obviously in the right county, but you may have an area where somebody might live in Poland Township, but their address is Lowville. The money may be going to the wrong entity. So what she does is verifies that based on their address and registration, that the license plate fees are going to the right governmental agency.
Well, I mean, I never saw the county doing that from our level. When I was a trustee in Austintown, we paid to have that done to verify the Austintown ones were in the right jurisdiction. And we only paid on ones that she identified as being out of the district. It wasn't like a flat fee.
That's what we do with her,
Okay,
but she'll do countywide. So she's verifying the entire county.
Gotcha. Okay. Huh.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. Carol, any questions? No?
No.
Thank you, Pat.
You're welcome.
All righty. Lead, Mr. Purrier.
Good morning, Commissioners. G is an agreement with American Pinnacle, actually GNH are agreements with American Pinnacle Construction for lead hazard control work at 623 North Hazel and 168 North Roanoke, both non-general.
Okay. Thank you, Phil.
Yes, sir.
And Sheriff, Mr. Iberis, there he is. Morning, Joe.
Good morning, everyone. This is an agreement with the Ohio Attorney General's Office for our National Web Check Program and services and equipment through our BCI and FBI background checks. It's a non-general.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, motion to approve agreements.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Okay, change orders for a sanitary. Pat.
Commissioners, letter A is change order number 2 and extra work order number 2 with JS Bova Excavating. This is part of the emergency storm sewer replacement at the Meander wastewater treatment plant. The total amount is $15,214.69, and this is non-general funds.
Okay, thank you. Motion to approve change orders.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes, motion to approve resolutions.
Number 1 additions. So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. And we have resolutions A through G and O and B. Audrey?
Commissioners, this is a resolution for the appointment of the Mahoning County prosecutors, Paul Gaines, as the law director for the Board of Township for Ohio Revised Code 504.15.
Very good. Thank you, Audrey. Letter B is the Commissioners' resolution approving the appointment of the following lead agency members to serve on the E91 Executive Board for the year 2021. Any comments, Commissioners, on that one?
Nope.
No? Dave?
No.
Okay,
Good.
all righty. Letter C, Jim, push it on up.
A sanitary pipe broke at Oak Hill, which required emergency water cleanup and sanitation due to sewage backup.
Boy, they get it cleaned up
Yes, unfortunately.
downstairs, or where was it?
No, it was where the Ursuline nuns had acquired space where
age
the
clinic.
health department, yes, the age clinic had just moved into.
That was all renovated already
It was
too.
all renovated and it was new carpet.
Unbelievable. Okay, thank you, Jim. Okay, lead, Phil Purrier.
This is a change order in excess of 10% of the original contract for some unforeseen work at 118 McClure Street under the CHIP grant. And E is the same change order in excess of 10% for some lead hazard control work at 52 Palmer.
Okay, thank you, sir. Microfilm, who do we have? Audrey, okay.
Commissioners, this is a resolution approving a moral obligation payment of $12,144.03 to Tamarin Graphic Systems for microfilm development services. And it also has in there to continue on a month-to-month basis until an agreement can be entered.
Very good. Thank you, Audrey. And letter G, sanitary, Pat.
Commissioners, this is a resolution authorizing the disposal of scrap with value less than $2,500 per the Ohio Revised Code, section 307.12 B1.
Thank you, Pat. Okay, motion to approve resolutions.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Thank you. And for the good of the order, any elected officials or department heads care to comment? The floor is yours. Nobody?
Quiet.
Okay.
Anna, anything new?
Anna?
Good morning, Commissioners. Don't have anything to report today.
Good. That's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Okay, well, Carol, Dave, Carol,
I just, I must say, have to congratulate our new president and our first female vice president, Kamala Harris. Yes, exciting. I'm excited about that. I think when you walk into the office, our office, or just walk around today, you're gonna feel a sense of peace for some reason. Because I think in the past, you never knew what was gonna happen from minute to minute. But I think with Joe Biden, this is gonna just be the most peaceful transition. I think he has a hell of a lot of work to do. And I think he's gonna do it. I think our country's gonna get back on track. Hopefully, we could get more vaccines here in the valley. And that would help us immensely with all of our people. I think that's the important, very important that in Mahoning County, we get more vaccines, the state of Ohio gets more, so that we could at least protect our residents, not only here, but all over. I think our health department is doing an excellent job. The county health department, I hear from other people in different counties on what's happening in their county with vaccines. And I'll tell you, Ryan T-Tac and his crew out there really have it going on. He's well versed on what we need to do to get our people vaccinated. And in the city, I must say that Aaron Bishop as well, being that they're both partners, one with the city, one with the county, but excellent job that she's doing. So I'm happy about that. I mean, I know he's overwhelmed because everybody wants to get that vaccine right now, you know, so let's just keep our fingers crossed. It's a new day in the United States of America. Thank the Lord.
okay,
And thank you guys.
well, thank you. Mr. Ditzler.
Well, I guess that the fact that we're out of shots this week at the Board of Health, you know, is understandable. Seeing this morning, I heard on the news that the new administration said there was no federal plan in place. They basically had to start from scratch on the plan to distribute and get the vaccines to the states. I was hoping that I would get some numbers from Ryan this morning because I spoke to him last night on his way home. He was leaving the Board of Health at 7:30 last night.
Wow.
And they have distribution set up at the senior center in Austintown to help expedite it through. And but after today and tomorrow, I think they were doing 300 shots a day, but they have none for next week. And the registration numbers are in the thousands. And I want to make sure that everyone knows that it's very easy to register. If you click on the Board of Health website, if you have a computer and an internet system, that's the way to go because it has a big yellow button in the middle and you just click on it and it pops up and it asks you name, address, age, date of birth, phone number. Next to contact information. And so look at that. So Ryan's calling me now.
So what happens if you don't have
Call you
a
afterwards.
computer? How
So,
they-
but it's real easy if you have a computer. If you don't have a computer, you've got to call into the Board of Health. And that's when the phone system's crashed and that's when it takes a while to get through. So it's difficult if normally if it's, they're still doing the 80-year-old over first.
Yeah.
So,
1B.
and if you're 80 and you live by yourself or you live with someone, most of us have someone that you can call to register you. My aunts called me last night from Struthers. One's 84, one's 86. They don't have a computer. So they called me like Anthony was talking this morning, I have a flip phone. Called me, I logged on. It basically took me 30 seconds to register each one of them. And it's very, very simple, but if you have someone that could do it for you on the computer, it's much easier. Otherwise, you're trying to get through a phone system with people, there's not multiple lines, there's not, a staff of people to sign you up and register you, so it takes time and it's frustrating. So, call our office if you need assistance in some way, shape or form, but look out to a family member, and try to get them to register you. But he had told me that, that they have prepared to do up to between 300 and 400 shots a day. Unfortunately, next week's allocation, we haven't gotten any.
Well, now,
So
are
we
they
don't
gonna-
have any for next week at this point in time.
so
You
are
know,
they-
and the bad thing is that you're anticipating the shots coming in or the vaccines coming in. So the staff that they do have there at the Board of Health is calling all these people that have registered online. And they're giving them their appointment time, their day, when to show up, where to show up. And then if the shots don't come in, they've got to do it all over again to cancel. So it's very frustrating because evidently the state's not getting what they're anticipating, so they're not able to push it down to us. And Governor DeWine has been very receptive to us. I literally have his cell phone number and I text him and he responds. And so I was waiting for numbers from Ryan Tekak today to try and call the governor to give him the information we need to try and make sure that we have shots for next week's distribution.
What about the second shot? Are they gonna get the vaccines for that?
I don't know that.
Oh, they better.
Oh, yes, Ryan.
I mean,
Should.
I think everybody getting the first shot's more important than, 1% of the people getting two. At least one shot's gonna give you some of the antibodies, so, I think that they should take that 80 and above and give everybody the first shot. So, I don't know, that's a health question, not, a policy question. But it's frustrating and, it's difficult and we're all in the same boat, because, a lot of people are, in different states that I talk to people in, they're already down to like the industrial group, people in mill settings that are working, grocery stores. They've already, in the state of Illinois, they've already stepped down to the second level. So I'm not sure why some states have more than others.
That's Ryan.
Wow. So Ryan's saying that they're vaccinating between today and tomorrow, 975 people that are in the 80 and older group. We will be vaccinating starting next week, the DODD, Department of Developmental Disabilities clients, and have been working with Bill Whitaker. They will be receiving 400 doses, and they'll continue with phase 1. They're mixed on Thursday and Friday, and we use all 975 shots. So, okay, he said, he called me, I didn't pick up. Yeah. Brian needs to remember we have a 10 o'clock meeting. So we
I
should
should've
get him
reminded
on.
Commissioner
Get him on,
Kennedy,
but-
I should have reminded.
But anyway, it's,
Well, maybe he should be on a
frustrating,
Zoom
but-
call every week to give
No,
us
I asked
updates.
Audrey
He asked and I.
Oh,
and
to
I-
bring
and
him
I
on,
did.
but he's not.
He's at the clinic right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like him every week to give us updates. Yeah, that would be
I
good.
will make sure.
Okay. Any other words?
But yeah, no, that was just, it's frustrating, but, stay with it, try to get help from a family member. If all else fails, we'll give you Carol's cell phone number.
There you
Yeah,
go.
That's all right. Everybody else has it.
Same here. No, I appreciate that, Dave, the update and Ryan. This whole thing would look differently if in fact that we had the vaccines that we're
Sure.
originally promised and what we're promised now. That's a big chore. You know, you have 50 states, you have 360 million people in the country. And then you have those who are most vulnerable who should receive the vaccine. So it's not for lack of effort
Yeah.
on Mahoning County's part. We're just simply waiting for the vaccine to come and get everybody registered. But I think as this thing folds out from what I see, I believe this will start coming in. And the problem with this is why do you have to have 2 shots? It would have been so simple if they could have just did 1 vaccine and then you'd have to wait that 28-day period for the other one. But I think our health department has done great. Dave's been keeping us up to date, and Carol and Audrey. So let's just hope, and then maybe get Ryan next week to come here and give us an update. Secondly, I want to just mention about the inaugurations. You know, I've had the privilege of seeing 3 inaugurations in person during my career with Jim Trafficant, our former congressman. And I look back at the time when I was working on Capitol Hill versus what we are today with Joe Biden's inauguration. You know, we used to sit out on the lawn, there was chairs, you would hear the bands, you would meet all the politicians, we would sit outside, and then the rest of the day was nothing but a party. And at night, I took my family and everybody, we would go to the balls. We would actually see the president come out and dance with his wife and kind of like follow them where they were going through DC. And if any of you've ever been to an inauguration in DC, the whole town was perfectly lit up. Everybody in gowns, everybody was dressed, everything was wide open. The mall was lit up. It is a really spectacular thing to see, to be physically in an inauguration. And then of course, going into the well of the house, I had the passes to do it, because I was a staff member and I can bring all my friends and family in there and actually watch that in the State of the Union.
No, you can't.
It's amazing. And now you can't do it. It's
Can't do
very
one thing.
difficult to get
It's a
in there.
shame that he had a,
But yeah, I miss those days. But
I think I would have liked the way it is now. Not that we should be under the siege as we are, but I think when he said, today I start work, and he actually went into his office and started to work immediately. That did it. I mean, there goes to show a guy that's not gonna let one thing get in the way of working for the people of this country. We need that right now.
You're so right though, Anthony. You know, it only takes one abnormal incident to change life as we know it, you know, and we've all faced it. I know when I was the sales director at Thomas Seal, you know, I had a customer in Philadelphia and I used to, you know, take pride in taking people from our office down to the Philadelphia, and I would go down to Liberty Hall and we would get down, and the Liberty Bell was out in the corridor in the middle of, you know, like in just a little like where they have the little gazebos out in the park. And you could walk right up to it, lean on it, take your picture at it, you could touch it, you know, and then after 9/11, it became an issue that we don't want somebody coming in destroying our heritage and our history. And all of a sudden, they put it inside, you gotta go through metal detectors and, you know, I mean, you could literally park at the street, which is about like where the hallway is, and walk up to the Liberty Bell, like where you're sitting, and go see
Enjoy
it,
it.
walk around, go into Independence Hall. You know, I mean, there was no guards, no cost. I mean, there may have been, you know, a deputy or something that, you know, was patrolling the area, but, you know, I mean, it wasn't like today where everything is locked up. And I mean, so it just like that changed, I'm sure that the Capitol situation is going to change how we do things forever, you know, so, and it's sad because, you know, it's like you lose your innocence, you know, you lose your
right,
ability
because of
to,
some stupid.
yeah, because of the things that you went to were so amazing. And then that you'd always hear like 6 months later, well, Carol Rigetti got in without a pass and infiltrated this, you know, you always hear some person's name that went in and didn't get invited, you know what I'm saying? And they showed him taking pictures and getting through the whole thing, you know, and it was pretty, it's always pretty neat, you know, you think, how could somebody do that?
They
Well,
probably would have thought I should have.
You know, when you act like you know what you're doing, you can get around anywhere,
Oh,
really.
yeah. You know, Dave, you're right. And I tell you what, all the years that I was down there, we used to have what was called gallery passes. Each member of Congress would get so many and constituents would come down and I used to give tours. I could take people to the Senate chambers and to the House chambers. And I could also take people to the White House. And I got to share this one story with you. You're going to love this one. Took my family to the White House and you could actually get in pretty far if you were a congressional staff member. So we were walking all day. Okay, we had dress shoes on and all that. So we go in the White House. And I think it was the West Wing, the blue room or the red room prior to going into where the president was at down the hallway. And my dad was beat. He sat down in the chair. This guard come over there was going like this. Oh my God. You're sitting in George Washington's chair. It's 230 years old. Please get out of the chair. You should have heard what my dad said after it was over with. But anyways, that's how the security was. And my mom one day, when we were taken to the State of the Union, she had mace in her purse, okay? So when she went through the metal detector, they caught it and they grabbed her and moved her over to the side and was going through her purse and found a thing of mace. Now that's back in 1993, I can't remember. So I'm wondering how the heck did they breach the Capitol that day for that insurrection? Because I know many of those Capitol Hill police, they're outstanding folks. They really were. They were trained, they're good people. I just don't know how that could happen.
Well,
They confiscated her mace.
when I
Yeah.
went to the White House and was invited as Woman of the Year for Ohio, right, and nominated by Jay Williams at the time, he was working with Obama
Right.
to meet Michelle Obama. I met a lot of people. What we had to go through to get into the White House. I mean, there were like 5 layers. They went through your coat, your purse. You weren't allowed to bring like my big purse. You couldn't do that. You were only allowed to bring small things in. And it was unbelievable.
What number?
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
No, Carol, that security
No,
was
security,
amazing.
and I mean, it was amazing. We were like within minutes of Michelle Obama. I mean, I got to
Did you
speak
got to
with
see
her.
her?
She knew who I was from Mahoning County, so I know you're from Mahoning County. So it was.
Your reputation precedes you.
No, it was an experience that I.
Was that the day that you got wet from was raining?
Oh, God, we were soaked.
Yeah.
We were absolutely soaked. It was pouring out, but you weren't allowed, to do much of anything.
I think periodically this year, I'm going to start sharing some stories of my Capitol Hill experiences. I think you'll find them pretty refreshing. Okay, what are we doing? Carol, thank you. You good?
Call my
Dave,
phone. I'll put it on speaker.
what are we doing?
You ready?
Ryan was gonna call.
Yeah,
Is he
Ryan
coming on the
was
thing?
gonna call in. Well, no,
Or
he
no?
doesn't have it. It'll take a while. So we can,
Adjourn?
yeah. We can do
Okay.
that.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Second,
Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
yes.
Commissioner Middy O'Geady?
Yes.
Commissioner Traficant?
Yes, thank you.
Fine.